Yeah, Destiny, he mentioned that it's just so hard to see him lying there immobile, obviously an experience that no sheriff ever wants to go through. No officers want to go through with their fellow officers. We saw a lot of about half a dozen sheriff's cruisers out here. Not sure if that's because of this situation, but they were out in front of the where the ambulances pull in here at the ER. And then we just a few moments ago saw a large group gather right at the pedestrian entrance, if you will, to the ER, and about a couple dozen people there with several sheriff's officers. Not sure if, again, if they're related to Derek Codd, but we saw those officers escort a couple dozen of them in, and some of them went back to their cars. So still following that situation here, but obviously hard for everyone involved. I reached out to our crime and safety analyst about this, who mentioned that he actually met Officer Derek Codd at his graduation 2 years ago and said that he was an excited young man. He was younger than a lot of the other graduates. He was excited to get on the streets, helping out with his community, and he said it reminded him a lot of his own graduation, an experience that, you know, no officer ever forgets. And so he pointed out that for the other officers who were on the scene, they showed a lot of restraint, not immediately firing back, and especially when you had the shooter's mom standing there in the doorway. And I asked him what those officers are going through right now, knowing it probably could have been one of them.
It's tough mentally. It's tough on you at home. You think about what you could have done, should have done. You maybe second guess yourself sometimes. You're thanking your lucky stars or the good Lord above it wasn't you, but you're obviously feel horrible for your partner. You want him to make it.
Now, Bachman pointed out that those other officers should have resources available, grief counseling at the sheriff's office if they need it. And the sheriff, during that 2:30 update that we got from him, said that the situation here at the hospital, what he's been told by doctors, is that it is currently tenuous. That's the word he's using to describe it. At UF Health on the north side, Zach Wilcox, First Coast News, on your side.
Thank you, Zach. Several local leaders and law enforcement agencies have reacted to this shooting, offering their thoughts and prayers. Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry tweeted asking the people of Jacksonville to keep the officer in your prayers, adding, quote, "God bless the entire JSO family for all they do to keep our community safe." Law enforcement agencies, including the Florida Sheriff's Association and local sheriff's offices, shared their support for Officer Derek Codd. Neighbors in the Parkview Ridge community sheltering in place for hours this morning while that situation all played out. Our team coverage continues tonight with On Your Side's Atia Collins, who spoke with some of those neighbors.
Neighbors living here in Parkview Ridge tell me around 5:30 this morning, officers armed with guns were going door to door telling people to evacuate or shelter in place. Tonya Houston awoke around 5 a.m. to the sound of knocking.
I was really nervous. No, it doesn't happen every day. And to get someone banging on your door with rifles, you see the rifles on the cameras, I was really shocked.
She packed her church clothes and left, but her Ring camera captured what was happening just next door to her home.
Please exit the residence to the front door with your hands up, no weapons on your person. If you surrender peacefully, nothing will happen to you, sir.
This audio was taken around 5:45 a.m. At the same time, another Parkview Ridge neighbor was trying to get to his home, but was stopped by this roadblock down the street. He put a drone in the air. These images show the scene, officers surrounding a home.
So I'm waiting to go home because then I got to go home. But afterwards, I guess they said they're firing flashes. I don't know what it is, but I heard gunshots, something loud like gunshots.
After hearing that an officer was shot, both neighbors expressed sympathy for those involved.
It's rough. Police officer job is rough, that time of the night too, in the morning, it's rough. I couldn't do that kind of job.
I'm really saddened to hear about the sheriff being shot because I know they're out to protect and serve the community. Definitely will keep that particular officer and his family in my prayers.
Reporting in Jacksonville, Atia Collins, First Coast News, On Your Side.